Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday morning, and yeah, I didn't vlog at all yesterday because I was on airports all day yesterday. I had to go into Venice airport a little bit earlier because Arietta had to go to work, which is, yeah, I understand that, and I don't mind. I really absolutely don't mind. I actually like airports. They calm me somehow. However, the 4 cups of cappuccino that I had in the airport did not calm me. No. So my whole day went to flying. My plane didn't leave from Venice airport until like 5 to 3. I probably could have kind of like gone into Venice and been there for a couple hours before getting in. But I had a nice cup of coffee with Dee while waiting for her check-in and everything. And then I just sat stitching. When my check-in board and check-in counter opened, I went in and I just sat down, had another cappuccino, continued stitching. The plane was a little bit late. Apparently Venice had an issue with some computer issues, so basically more than half of the planes were delayed. And then I came to Frankfurt, and in Frankfurt I actually had a couple of hours in between my flights. I think it was for economy reasons. I think there was a SIS flight earlier. Either it had been sold out or it was way too expensive. So I ended up sitting 3.5 hours. I think it ended up being a little bit more because there were delays. They had to change the plane already back in Arlanda, so they were late coming down. But we got back, I think we landed like just a minute or two later, and then was what they kind of expected. So yeah, but I got home pretty late last night doing all of the airporting, but it was quite nice. The airport of Venice had 6 hours free Wi-Fi. Awesome. The airport in Frankfurt had 24 hours free Wi-Fi. Even more awesome. I have been without data throughout the trip. I can use my work phone. That's the whole thing. I knew that if I had an emergency, I could just use my work phone because it's covered. But I didn't want to use my work phone for like internet data stuff. So instead I had some Wi-Fi at Arietta's, and then I just didn't use my phone. So I didn't get that much photographed. I have some footage that I probably have edited before this go up, and I probably have some comment after I edit it. I haven't really had the energy to edit things. It's been full days. I don't even remember what we did on the Friday. I think we had risotto. I think I was picked up, and then we went back to Orietta's place. We had risotto and we just relaxed. On the Wednesday we went to Venice, which was a full day of walking up and down all the bridges. All the bridges have steps, so it's like going up a little stair and down a little stair. I can tell you, my whole body has changed, which is one of those cool things. When I was in Florida, we walked a lot, but my body stayed the same. In Italy, my body has shapen up, which kind of drives me to want to move more, but not so much today. I am going to check in with work and see what I can do there, but right now I'm just taking it easy. I got a little bit overexposed to the sun, so on the on the Sunday when we were at like a flea market slash antique market, I got a little bit too much sun on my face even though I had my hat on, so I started to get these SLE markings, and I still have some of them, and this is even though I have like 50 plus SPF. But yeah, I had an awesome time. I want to go back. I want to hang with Dee and Orietta more. I'm learning a lot about myself. I think as I look at everything I do as a way of learning things both about myself and about the world. In Venice, I got to see the beautiful Venice. I get to see the churches and the carvings. I found that I'm just excited to be creative and continue that journey, and I think I need to get out and go to museums and go around the world to get more of that in me. But also after chatting with the girls a lot, I realized I have all these aggressions to random people on the internet, and I need to stop having aggressions to random people on the internet. I need to, so I kind of stepped out of a few places that I don't need right now. I don't need that negativity in my life. And also, I have to let people do whatever they do. I can't go around being upset with people for stupid reasons. I have to accept people for who they are. So, yeah, a whole lot of soul searching on this trip. That was kind of the Cliff Note versions of the trip, of things I don't think I really brought up when I was there. I had a lot of fun. Definitely want to do it again, but I'm starting to feel that I really need to do these trips with Christopher. I want to share this trip, also have kind of strengthened my love for him somehow, kind of which, because we spend all our time together, you go into this everyday thing, and it's not until you kind of get out of that everyday thing you find how much emotions that is in that, and how much I love him. And we went to Florida. We walked a lot, but we basically just mostly saw South Beach and North Beach. I have found that I have more oomph in me, more strength in me, and I have more... No, I don't know the word. God, no, I don't know the word, but I have more courage than I thought that I would. I dare more things. And even though I figured out that if we're going back to Italy, we probably want to go back to Italy with Orietta, because I don't know Italian and the Italians don't know English, so it's a little bit hard. And with Orietta, she translated things for us, so that made things a little bit easier. But I want to see Spain, and I want to see France and the UK, and so we need to figure out what's the freaking up with this migraine, so we can stop having that, and I can feel good again. I have 2 kitties around me. I think they're feeling very happy that I am home. Gizmo just came and lay down here with his gigantic tail. I think that is one thing I haven't missed. The hair everywhere. Because Orietta don't have pets, so there's not hair everywhere. But yeah, I thought I'd show you my frogs that I've been stitching on while on the trip, and then I'm going to start my day, have my coffee and everything. So I'm getting them out here. So this is actually a project that I started on the flight to Italy, and I finished on the flight home. So Mr. Green Frog, I did this without gridding. A few things that I usually don't do. I did it without gridding because I didn't have time to grid before I went away. Did, however, put up the sewing machine and fix the edges of the fabric. This is a dimension kit. It comes with a piece of 18 count Aida. I don't like the dimensions Aida, so for the first time for a dimension kit, I switched off the fabric and I took what I had, and I had this piece of glittery sway guard already cut down. So I decided, well, I'm going to use this little piece. And I'm really happy that I did, because I love how they come out. Started thinking about having a colored fabric, one of the ones I dyed. Then I realized their little bellies are actually not stitched, and so are the spots and so on. So they would have become blue because it was a blue fabric. And I didn't want to add more white or stitch white stitches, so I just picked a non-dyed little piece of glittery fabric, and I'm really happy how it turned out. I did him almost completely on the first day, and then I did him during our stitching sessions during the 5 days I was in Italy, and he actually was finished during the flight home. So yeah, I really love how they turned out. They have these little flower, well, what is it called? French knots for the eyes. Otherwise, it's just back stitch, half stitch, and cross stitch. Yeah, so now I just want to go out and get all of the other dimension kits that I love and just switch out the fabric. That's one thing. My dimension kits have a tendency to lie around for a longer period of time, or take a longer period of time due to the fabric. It's very stiff, so it's very hard to pull the needle through. So I'm really happy how it turned out on the even weave. So more dimension kits, which are, they're not the cheapest ones, but I really love them. Yeah. But I am going to set up my work computer, have a cup of coffee, and wake up. So, good morning, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Are you tired, Gizmo? Are you tired? Huh? You look a bit tired. Yeah. You look a bit tired. Or are you just bored? You could be just bored. So my workday is over, and I just sat down here again because it was easy. It's not like I sat here all day. I actually been sitting in there working. But I worked my hours, and apparently, this is so strange. My tummy kind of behaved when I was in Italy. Pretty much behaved when I was in Italy. It was no real issue. I had one day due to having this wrong sort of coffee, but otherwise it worked out really good. And then I go home, and apparently it's broken again, and I have no clue what is going on. I think it might be sort of bread. It's gluten-free and everything, but my tummy reacted for like the second or third time, so I hope it's the bread and not that I'm still sick, because then have to figure things out. But it worked out in Italy, and that was matter. Gizmo decided to lick on the plastic that came with my World of Cross-Stitching magazine. I don't know why. Both he and Leia likes to lick on it, so it must have some special taste or something. I just grabbed him and put him in my lap instead, so he stopped licking on the plastic. Because plastic isn't good for you. Yeah. Here you have. Yeah, and Gizmo, he likes the camera, right? Right, guy? Yeah. No, Mommy, I don't want to. Then we have Leia over there. You can hardly see her because it's sun outside. Oh, no. I'm gonna throw that away. Oh, yeah. You didn't really see anything, I think. But anyhow, I am going to do some cleaning. We have a whole bunch of things that need to be done. I need to clean out the bathroom because the sand has been piling up. So I need to do... He's eating on everything right now. I need to go in with the vacuumer there. I need to clean out my bags from the trip. I did half a job yesterday, but I need to do the rest of it today. And then I need to clean the craft room because I'm doing some reorganizing in there. Quite a lot of reorganizing. I have a few ideas on how I want it to look, and hopefully I can get it to look that way. So I'm gonna start by cleaning it up, and then we are going to move furniture. I've been wanting for a long time doing live streams, and to do that I need a second table to have like the computer and stuff on. So that is one thing. Another thing is we need more room. I need to open up the office a little bit so that Christopher gets the space that he needs, so we both can use the office at the same time. So there's a few of those things that I am going to look into and see if I can get working. But yeah, I'm really tired as my tummy broke, and because I had a long day yesterday. But we'll see. I think I need to go out and go through too, but it's like 13 degrees. Might take a little walk. It was a lot of fun going with Orietta and Day, walking around, and my body kind of enjoyed it, even though my back is sore. But that's probably from my backpack more than anything. But yeah, cleaning. I'm just traveling right now, so let's get cleaning. You know what? I love these EOS bombs, these little ball thingies, and I bought one in the States, which I like. It was grapefruit, so it was kind of cool. And I actually read underneath it today, it's apparently SPF 30. So I can use it when I'm out and about and I won't burn my lips. That is awesome, right? I'm halfway through my bag. I have vacuumed the bathroom and some of the hall, mostly to remove like kitty sand. I think that's one of the annoying things with having kitties, that and the hair that is everywhere. But they do spread the kitty litter a little bit over the apartment, so you have to be kind of vigilant about vacuuming it up. So the trip to Italy was good in so many ways. One of them is figuring out that I can handle a lot more moving about than I actually do, and I have more energy, even though I feel really crappy today. I don't really know why, but I found that I can push myself much further than I thought I could without having as much backlash as I've had before. So there are different ways of pushing yourself. I must say that also. With the migraine, the sitting in front of the computer, in front of a data screen, actually do enhance the migraine.
So we have to get into the root of the problem, why I have the migraine, so that I can get back into my work, my job. But as now when I've been to Italy, I haven't edited videos, I haven't hardly used the computer. I've just been sitting and doing cross stitch and taking it easy, or been out and about moving, which shows very clearly in my body that this is something my body needs. So I think moving is one of the things I want to put energy into. Another one I want to put energy into is taking care of our home. Every time when I get these energy boosts, I have a tendency to put all of that energy into crafts or YouTube or videos or something like that. And something I really want to do is to put my energy into taking care of the home. Me and Christopher lives here together. I should be doing 50% of the work. And with my health being as it has been, I haven't really put in that work as I should do it. So I really want that to change. I don't know, I don't want Christopher to fall out of love with me because I'm sick. Because I love him very, very much. And there is times when I really worry about it, not because of Christopher, but because I am really, really sick, and that is hard to deal with, both for me and people around me. So I just want to show him that I'm as invested in this relationship as he is. So that is what I've been doing today, taking care of the home. Christopher had some laundry done that was dried but not folded, so I have folded it and put it all away, and it's really, really nice. I also put away all my stuff, so I have unpacked both my bags, as I had both check-in and carry-on, and I've unpacked them, put the things where they should be, not in piles. So I can go down with a bag a little later on. I've been having music on in the background. It's been quite nice. Right now my back hurts, like, I don't know, but I still want to continue doing some stuff. So I think I'm going to sort of try to do something about this room. I told you earlier today, we are going to move some furniture around in here so that we can make room for both me and Christopher, because it's much his office as mine, even though my supplies and my tables take up about 90% of the room. So that is on the agenda, but to be able to do that, I need to clean off the table. And as you notice, I'm very chatty today, so I'm sorry if this video ends up being super long. I've done this before, where I talked about that I'm going to clean, and then I clean, and then you don't know how it looks in here. So I thought I'd show you the chaos of my craft room. You usually see a little bit here and there. So I have a pile of bills, old bills and papers in that corner that needs to be cleared out. And I have another pile here that needs to be organized and cleaned out with the boxes, which is boxes both for my new mouse but also for a new webcam that I got, because I want to do live things for people. There's stuff on the floor. Yeah, and I have like my dual screens, and I have my mic. Need to have that organized a little bit better. Hard drives, stuff like that. I need to get, I have a hard drive that I have in the living room that I need to get in here. Thinking about actually getting rid of that one, or at least removing it out of here. We don't use it. It can only be used from my stationary computer, which is kind of sucks. Then I have things all over the floor. I have my stamp things and everything, because I have a mishmash of order in my bookcase, which also need to be ordered. I haven't used this in ages, and I need to get it in a better place to actually use it, but I don't know how. I think I am removing this one, so I need to clear that out. It doesn't have, it's actually somewhat cleared out. I don't have that many things in it, so therefore I might actually be able to clear it out completely. I have the craft table, which need to be cleaned up, and here is my mother's overlock, we call them. Serger is the American word for it, which I also need to clear off the table. I just put it up there when I was just before I left, so I could serge the edges of the frog fabric. Again, even more like crap. Half of it is things I'm supposed to color, half of it is just things to throw away. So you see, I have my quilt wagon in here that needs to be organized and found a space for. I have my kind of random crap little wagon that I need to fix. Yeah, and also I need to sort out my, like this, I really don't use the areas. I could use them much better. I'm supposed to have my fabric there. I have my fabric up here right now. I need to sort that out. I actually need to put these into the store because I have a whole bunch of light blue beautiful fabric and I haven't put it in the store. Even more fabric than there. So it is a lot in here. So this all need to change, and hopefully I will be able to get back to you when I have cleaned at least some of this, and it looks much better. This corner is at least clean, and I haven't really put anything just on the table. I just cleaned things up. So I put all my bills into their little folders that I have over here, which are awesome to put paper in, because I don't want to, when it comes to my business, I use the ones that you have to have holes and stuff, but when it comes to my own bills, when I pay them, I don't know if I even need to keep them, but I put them in one of those because it makes it easier. Cleaned up my pads, discovered that I had a lot of pads, but I cleaned them up, removed all the like notes that I've been taking on them and threw them away because it's just temporary notes usually when it comes to those pads. And then I kind of just cleaned up on the table periodically. I threw away a lot of papers and stuff. So yeah, one to go, and that is actually my a project that I'm doing for Make It Crafty, and I just don't get it to finish the way I want it to finish. So it is there and I have to figure things out. I want probably to add some characters or something to it, but I haven't really decided. So I have it there so that I don't forget about it. Then I have my little unicorn there. Because I was in the unicorn team when I worked, listening to Spotify, and that little green thing on Spotify, fun thing, it tells you that I'm actually listening to another device, and in this case I have a computer down here which have kind of nice speakers. They're cheap speakers, but they're better than the built-in in the Mac. So those speakers, I can't put those speakers into the Mac because it needs like two different kinds of audio ports. So what I've done is I put it in that, I have that on with the Spotify up on that, and then I just use my Mac and play for it. So I don't have to log into my stationary computer or anything. It's just, this is the app on my Mac, and then I just play on Dagger, which my stationary computer is called. But yeah, so step 1, It's getting clean. I have a whole bunch to do on this page, so we'll see how much I get done. I think I'm gonna run down and get my mail to see if something has come. And then I have to figure a few things out. I want to knit a pair of socks to Christopher. I don't think I have a proper yarn for it. He is going to go through the yarn and figure that out. But I don't think I have a proper yarn for it for his feet. But I did find, this is when you clean, I found this on the floor. It's the belly band of the Tanto Tango, which I used for his socks that he didn't like. And when you look inside, I don't know if you can look inside, see if I can just carefully just rip this open. On the inside, it has like the whole series of socks. And in this, there's a Mama Mambo, which I actually think I've used previously on a sock for Christopher. We have a Mr. Breakdance. Those two are both even more neutrals. I think the Mama Mambo is a grey, which have some green undertones. And the Mr. Breakdance is a blue with a lot of grey in them. So I'm going to go through my Opal yarns and then I'm going to see if Christopher wants any of them. Otherwise, I think it's time for me to put in an order with Opal. I think there's a Swedish site called Opalicious that is basically the person or the company who is the wholesale agent in Sweden. So I'm gonna go in there and gonna find a whole bunch of Opal yarn, probably a couple of, I think I need a couple of colored skeins too. So this is for socks only. I wouldn't use Opal for anything else. It's a bit of a harsh fabric, so I don't want to make anything for like in the face or anything. However, I did do a slouchy hat, which I think I have on my Ravelry in Opal for a friend of mine. So yeah. Well guys, it is evening and I have a lot to show you. So I haven't done that much more cleaning, but look, we have mixed this up around. So the little Alex that we have here, it was angled there, and you can see we have moved the bookshelf that was in there to there. And then we have moved the Alex, which was on that side of the table, there. And we scooched over the table. So now I have a little bit of an office over here where I can kind of go from one computer to the craft table without worrying. You got a little bit of dust. Oh, I hope you can see me now. You should be able to see me now. Anyhow, so that is what I've done. Me and Christopher done most of the evening. We also had dinner, which was chicken and fries because it was easy. And then yeah, been looking at things on the internet. Did a little bit of editing. I'm still haven't edited the vlogs, but I have time for that. I have a pretty resource taking project up in Final Cut Pro, and I can't put it out there. I can't remove it until I finished editing it. And it's a 3-video project, so I am editing it. It's taking a bit of a time, but as soon as I have, I will be making these videos, which I say to you, even though I will have done that when you get this, because I can't edit this before. Yeah. Well, anyhow, the last of the evening actually ended up being a bit different. Another project. So I was really inspired from my frogs. I was really happy to do them. They were small, they were pretty quick. It was a little bit of an instant gratification project because now I'm gonna spin you around. Sorry if you got nauseous, but I'm trying to figure out where I put the thing I want to show you. There it is. So at the beginning of the year, I was talking to you about that I wanted to be kind of a monogamous stitcher this year when it comes to stitching. I will do all of the other crafts, but when it comes to stitching, I wanted to keep myself on certain projects. And the frogs weren't in that plan, but I found them at Michael's in Florida, and when I picked them up, I knew I just had to have them. And then as I was going on several small trips, basically I had two planes down to Italy and 2 planes back, and the flying part was very short, and so I didn't want to have my big head with me in the check-in, or I checked it in because I didn't want to have it in the bring it on the plane. So I needed a project, and then the frogs was good, and it was a last minute decision, and now they're finished, so yay. But I did talk to you about a project that I haven't even started, and that was that I wanted to create my own cell, my own stitch along that was just for me, like a monthly thing where I would do a pattern every month and kind of do that. So it's not a sal, it's more of a monthly stitch thing. Anyhow, yeah, words. What I was talking to you about was this. This is the 2017 Stitches Diary. It's with Margaret Sherry's Cute Furry Friends, which is 12 projects that would you could do out of this. And I love Margaret Cherry. I think her creations are wonderful. Now these designs are actually rather on the big side. They are 80 by 80 stitches, about 80 by 80 stitches each. So they are on 16 count or 32 count even weave over 2, as I decided to use. The squares end up being around 6 by 6 inches, or actually 5 1/8 by 5 1/8. But I cut out pieces that was 6 by 6 inches, and I have added about 3 inches on every side. And the reason why I cut out so small pieces is because I am going to sew these, and I'm gonna use like the edge of the fabric as I just need a seam. So I just added a little bit of a seam allowance, and then I added the white fabric. And the white fabric is a cotton fabric. It's a pretty affordable one. So I've cut it down to 3-inch strips, and then I've sewn it up with my serger. So I serge all the edges. Very effective way. And the reason for doing that is because I want to use my 8-inch Q-snap, and I need a little bit of extra fabric around it. So it ends up being a 12 by 12 square. And that is what I've done this evening. I have stitched 12 of these. So I cut the fabric down of all the pieces, and then I'm just sat here with the serger and serged all the edges. I haven't serged these edges because I'm not going to keep the cotton fabric. The cotton fabric is just to be able to get it to fit in the frame properly. And yeah, so I am going to make 12 designs. I haven't decided how many I'm gonna do a month or anything like that. We're gonna take it as we go. But by actually doing this serging and everything, I can just switch them out as I go. I didn't grid the frogs, and I might not grid these. We'll see. Bit by bit, we'll see. But yeah, that has been my evening. And now I'm gonna say good night, sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs bite.